Rightio. Big tease yesterday, wasn't it? Mashy, Ryan Fox was going to be on the potty, but he's got a bit on.
Yeah, he does. We sent him a message last night, actually, a bit of an update on the Foxy correspondence, because apparently we're sharing all the messages.
You had a missed call from him.
I had a missed call from him last night, which, by the way, made my fucking life. About 10:30 last night, I sent him a message and said, hey, mate, totally understand if we have to reschedule. We were planning to talk to him about midday today, which was going to be about 8 o'clock his time. And he sent a message saying, hey, mate, you might be surprised to hear that I've got a bit on at the moment. Any chance if we could postpone? Giving a couple of radio shows 5 minutes each, but that's all I've got time for at the moment. If you want to have a decent catch-up, let's do it next week post-open. And
yes.
I said, oh, mate, you know what? Go get him, Tiger. I said,
you didn't call him Tiger, did you?
No, I didn't. I said, yeah, bro, 100%. You go, well, mate, we'll be watching inches from the tally. Talk in a couple of weeks, say, great, NZ, go plant that Kiwi flag right in the middle of the US Open. Suck on that.
Yeah. Great. No, that's good, because I got on him, because I don't want a 5-minute chat.
No.
I want to go deep. I want to come off the long run.
Because he's had such a big couple of months, eh?
Yeah. It's great. He committed to that, and then he won. He's like, So, because we asked if we could have an hour of his time, and he graciously said, yeah, of course, and maybe after the Canadian Open. But then he fucking won the motherfucker. And now, this is good, though, because now I really want to drill him about the US Open and the majors. And I really want to get deep into golf being full of quite a lot of assholes, and how many assholes there are that are on the tour, and how you manage them.
Don't forget he also played in the Masters a couple of months ago, so I imagine he's seen his fair share of assholes lately.
But I don't think he's such a good guy. He won't spill the beans.
No.
But he will probably give us advice on how to avoid them and how to deal with them.
He must be quite often just kind of, meandering around. I don't know how golf tournaments exactly work. I've never been to one, but he must be just kind of wandering around Ryan Fox going, Jesus Christ, everyone here could loosen the fuck up. That'd be great. But then he's not the type of guy to say anything, is he?
No, he's not. But he would give great advice on how to deal, because golf clubs are full of challenging people.
Yes.
It would be good to know from him how you deal with those people.
Yeah.
How do you manage those people?
Does he just get his 3-wood out and hit up on those bitches?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Or for me, I just end up in a confrontation because I can't keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot believe it, G Lane.
So I need some advice on how to deal with it.
Okay.
And hitting up on them is what's got me in trouble.
Well, that's great. We're going to hit him with the big questions then. If we get Foxy on, Ryan Fox, after the couple of months he's had, and G Lane just asked for a bit of advice how to
what's the rules on hitting up
on a public course.
I mean, what's the rules on hitting up? If you hit up once, that's like sorry. Hit up twice, that's a shit. Sorry about that. 3 times
on tour. Is it still up to the golfer to decide if he can hit that far or not? You know what I mean?
No, I think they well and truly wait until they're on the green, even on a par 5.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, I think also for TV, it's quite hard to cover.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Shawnee J's also on the podcast today, which is exciting.
So instead of that, so it's all not doom and gloom. Foxy will have next week, hopefully with a US Open under his belt.
Imagine that.
Yeah, he'd have to commit to our time then.
Yeah.
But we got Shawnee J on rather reluctantly, but he's going to join us at the end of the pod. He just quickly talk about his new show, The League Lounge, on Sky.
Which will be interesting, won't it? I saw an advertisement for that. It was recorded on a mobile device quite clearly. That was broadcasted at half-time of the Warriors game during the weekend.
I've never seen a mid-season show start.
No, neither.
That's what I'm interested in. It's like a mid-season. It's halfway through the NRL season and we launch a league show.
Yeah.
So, hey, at least we got one.
Our relationship with Sky at the moment is a little bit fickle, but it feels like a little bit of a Hail Mary, doesn't it? It goes...
A little bit.
Yeah, anyway,
a little bit. Okay. Hey, Test cricket's back.
Tonight, G Lane.
Yeah, Northern Hemisphere Test cricket. It is the World Test Championship final, and can you believe it? South Africa are in the final. So the ICC won't be happy about that. They'll be happy about Australia.
Yep.
But they'll be pretty pissed off India aren't there, because that's all they want out of this World Test Championship is either England, Australia, or India in the final, preferably India the whole time. But it is going to be South Africa, Australia from Lords, back at Lords, not trying to fix it like they did when they went to Southampton. Dirty bastards, but we still beat you. So that kicks off at Lords, and how good. It is so good, isn't it?
Aussie going to fuck them up, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So much.
Yeah.
So much.
It doesn't feel like it could be even close to me. But
Pat Cummins with that Duke ball at Lords. Oh, so it's going to be great, and it's always great watching that cricket at that time of the day. It's a 9:30, 10 p.m. start.
Yeah, it's a stoner's dream.
Yeah, and it's kind of cold and rainy. The weather's been terrible, and you kind of sit there and you watch Lords under sunshine, everyone drinking Pims, and that distinctive roar that comes out of the crowd when there's a 4. It's not a cheer. It's just like a roar from all the massive snobs that go there.
Look, controversially, I think England cricket broadcasts are my favourite. People say that the Aussie one's great. People enjoy the colours and the sounds of Aussie.
Bumble and all the team there
I think
are pretty good.
England cricket coverage is
Apart
just
from
so
Nasser
nice.
Hussain, apart from Montgomery Burns.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wonder, eh?
But you need, thing is, if we didn't have these people to hate, then you wouldn't be talking about it.
Well, that's right. If they weren't there.
Yeah, you need enemies and you need friends in the same situation. You don't need to love everyone.
Too right.
So that's quite good. But so that kicks off tonight. So, and you get sucked in. I get sucked in with watching the first session.
So hang on, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, great. So,
yeah.
So
the crunch time could be in the weekends, which is good.
Have we checked the weather?
No,
I haven't.
No, I haven't checked the weather.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
But what happens to me is like I'll just watch the first session and then I'll knock it on the head.
I know,
and then
man.
the session, especially like, ooh, this is quite spicy.
Yeah, we recently got a TV in the bedroom.
Oh no, have you?
And
I don't know if that's a good move.
I don't know. It was my initiative. It was something that I kind of rallied for hard.
Right, yearly?
Lauren, I think the reason I did it is because my partner-in-law, she falls asleep so quickly, so I'm always just there staring at the ceiling fan. So I thought, you know what, a TV will fix that. She can go to sleep and then I can watch telly. But this week, there could be some issues.
And so, can she sleep while the TV's blaring?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she can sleep everything.
So you don't have to get like the retiree headphones? You know, like my granddad was so deaf, we had to put a Wi-Fi thing on top of his TV and have headphones at about 1 million decibels. And he would, because we'd turn up to his house and we would pull up to the driveway and I could hear the TAB. Yeah. I could hear the TAB from the driveway.
That's so good.
Racing down, I'm like, holy shit. Open the front door and like, Granny! Grandpa! And he's like, fucking, and you got to go and you got to make sure you didn't frighten him.
What was your grandmother up to at the time? Was she?
Oh, she was dead.
Okay, well that makes it easier for her to
But
put up
before
with.
that, she'd be in the kitchen drinking hot water, which she said was hot water, but we found out later on was just straight gin.
Yeah,
out of a teacup.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
she passed away. But so he was just like on his own, in his
blasting.
own world, blasting the tab.
Oh,
and so
good
he'd have to
shit.
go in there, and because it was so loud, and he didn't hear you come inside, you had to avoid scaring the shit out of him.
So was he able to walk around his house
Yeah, he had a lift.
with his headphones on?
No, the headphones were just for the TV. But they were he only put them on when he was on his lazy boy. But fuck, it was loud.
Yeah, all due respect to your grandfather. If that ever happens to me, just put me down.
Nah, he was in his he was loving it. He was fucking his own little world. And then we're like, no, but then so got to the point where the TV was so loud the neighbours could hear it, and we're like, fuck, we've got to sort this out. So you can go and buy these like Bluetooth, whatever, Wi-Fi headphones that directly connect to the TV. So he's not like, and also we could connect the doorbell, whatever. And so he wasn't in this fucking loud cacophony of TAB 24 hours a day.
I've got a theory.
Anyway, you should do that in your bedroom.
Yeah, I should do
you
that.
should have the headphones.
I've also got a theory though. When you get to that age, you just start making up shit because you realise what you enjoy. So at that point, I am probably going to go when I'm 70 or 60 or however old. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to pretend that I can't hear, so I can just be fucking hardwired into my telly at all times.
Oh yeah, he never really wanted to sort his hearing out.
No,
he never wanted to listen to the missus.
Yeah,
he's an old farmer from
Tikawiti.
Old farmer from Tikawiti, but
yeah, sounds
he has to be great actually. I can tell G-Man stories for a long time. He'd take me out to Papamoa Beach, take me to the nudie section when I was like 12.
Oh, the G-Man.
Yeah, and the G-Man would go down and goes, couple of poached eggs over there, boy. And I was like, okay, G-Man.
Sorry, hang on. What's a poached egg?
Just a kind of flat chest.
Yeah, flat. Okay.
Anyway.
That was his thing, was it?
Yeah, he was into that.
Have we played the intro yet?
No, we haven't. Okay, we'll get into it. I could probably do a whole new podcast
on G-Man special.
On G-Man stories. Especially the pubic hair one. Anyway, live from the Export Beer Garden studios, this is the Agenda podcast for Wednesday, the 11th of June.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
So I had the G-Man staying with us in our flat.
Yeah.
And he brought his wife, my Nana, and they were staying, and Nana just pots around in the kitchen the whole time she was there. She just makes us meals and, just boiling spuds and just cooking the shit out of meat until it's fucking
just essentially poaching meat.
Dry as anything, and then just heaps of gravy just to bring the moisture back into it. And the granddad was just trying to busy himself. Yeah. So he was like, I don't know what he was doing. So me and my flatmate Willie were just watching TV, and he's kind of busying himself, and he could hear him sweeping somewhere. He had the broom out, and said to Willie, I was like, what the fuck is the G-Man up to? And I was like, he's like, I don't know, mate. And he's like, he was sweeping out the bathroom, and then he could hear him go, Jesus Christ! And he comes out with a shovel and pan, and he's got the shovel and brush thing, and it's full of pubes. And he's just like, Hell have you boys been doing in there? Shaving your girlfriend's fannies.
Oh, it was yours.
Yes.
I thought it was the G-man
No,
that had given
he
himself a
swept
bit
it
of a
up.
trim
He
up.
comes in, he's like, mate, buddy, your girlfriend's fannies. And, well, he wet himself laughing. And
I can see
my
why.
nana came in and goes, what's going on in here, Brian? What's going on? He's like, nothing. We're like, nothing, man. Nothing's going on here. And you can see a little twinkle in his eye. He goes, I know what
you
you're
boys
up
up to, yeah.
I know what you boys are up to.
boys. Good shit.
Anyway.
Okay, if you want to hear more from the G-Man, just get in touch via the Yours Please function, and we can get to that on the Omnibus episode.
Oh, there's
maybe.
a great one about him eating an ice cream behind a German backpacker up in Pie here.
That's a euphemism.
Anyway, Ngani Laumape.
Laumape.
He's back. He is back. He's signed. Do not disrespect him. Can you remember in his last season for the Hurricanes? He scored a barnstorming try, and at the end of the game, they were interviewing him, and he just looked down the barrel of the camera and said, "This is for all those people who disrespected me, disrespected my name." And everyone in the media was like, "Who did that?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who disrespected?"
I don't think anyone really bothered by what you're up to, mate.
Who disrespected him?
You see that quite a lot with athletes. They're obviously just living in their own world, which I totally get, but they really feel like people are against them, and then they'll do an interview post-game and go like,
They're probably talking to one person as well.
Yeah. It's just one guy. They've seen one comment or one thing. Chill the fuck out.
Anyway, he's a good player. He's going to play for Moana Pacifica.
How old is he?
I don't know, actually. He's probably only in his early 30s.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
But he was a wrecking ball.
Yeah, man.
In his prime. He actually left when he was in his prime for the Hurricanes. There's that particular game where he absolutely steamrolled.
Yes.
Was it Bodie Barrett when he was playing for the Blues?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
And so he's going to join his old teammate Adi Savia, and that's going to be a pretty potent combination, and hopefully attracts some more talent to Moana Pacifica. Whether he's available for the ABs for the Rugby World Cup after that, he's been in Japan for a little bit. He's been over in Europe a little bit.
I hadn't even thought about that. So is he? It's hard to know. It's hard to know where his
Laumape, I know he
skill set
did
is at,
Laumape. I'm not sure. Did he go off and play for another country in that period? No, he didn't.
Jory's shaking his head. Okay.
Well, get him back in. 32. There you go. Nailed it. So that's good news for Moana, because everyone saw that one post where they released 8 players from Moana Pacifica earlier, but obviously they've got a plan.
Right. Yeah.
And hopefully this helps them to go that one step further next year in Super Rugby. Hey, and New Zealand Rugby announced yesterday, much excitement and fanfare, that Fantasy Rugby Championship is going to come after the huge success of Fantasy Super Rugby.
Okay.
Question for you, Mash. Do you know anyone who's playing or talking about Fantasy Super Rugby?
No, I don't.
James McConey always talks about it, and I feel like he's getting paid to do it.
Holy shit, bro. I've played a couple of fantasy leagues with James. Does he listen to this podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I've played a couple of leagues with James McConey before.
Intense?
It's a full-time job for McConey.
Yeah, right.
It's quite intense. There'll be trade requests coming through at about 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
There'll be...
So when you say trade requests, is he asking you for a player, you back?
Yeah,
or?
this was specifically NBA, this one.
Yeah, right.
But he throws his entire life at it, is what I'm trying to say here. So if there is one person that is playing it, it's definitely McConey. But what I'm saying is that shouldn't be kind of the standard we set everyone at.
Should we give it a go? Should we give Fantasy Rugby Championship a go, which is All Blacks, South Africa, Australia, Argentina?
Okay.
So he's only 4
Well,
teams.
you can give it a go if you want.
Only 4 teams. Well, I mean, apparently it was a massive success. I haven't been invited to one group.
Have we, I don't know, any reports on the numbers playing? No.
If it was good, they would have released it.
Yeah.
70,000 signed up. How many are actually playing?
Yeah. How many are still playing after? Anyway. Okay. No, we can do
well,
that.
if it is 70,000, that's pretty good. If 70,000 people every week are playing Fantasy Super Rugby, then I think that's pretty good for a first year.
Does rugby lend itself to fantasy? I suppose it does.
It's quite complex. It is a bit complex and a bit hit and miss. It's about meters, run, try scorers.
Yeah.
A lot of...
Because rugby and cricket are the two that have always struggled with that, right? It's hard to get those two sports onto fantasy.
I don't know, how do you get points for a lock who just basically scrums well, takes some lineouts, doesn't score a try?
Maybe a lock starts on 100 points. Every second you see his head or something like that.
He doesn't get a turnover.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, we'll find out. Well, I'll get in. I mean, if 70,000 people can't be wrong, of which I think 20,000 are only playing, I'll have a go. Fantasy Rugby Championship, here I come.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll put a group out. You guys, anyone who hasn't, give it a go. And then, at the end of it, the Rugby Championship, we'll give it a good, honest appraisal.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fair.
And look, I'm coming raw dog in it, because I've never done
Don't
any.
do that.
No, I've never done any fantasy.
Oh,
So I'm full raw dog. This will be my first fantasy league.
right.
Probably the worst one to do. But
Fantasy is a good time, but oh no, fantasy isn't a good time. Who am I kidding? Fantasy's just a shit time. Fantasy sport is a way to ruin your life, G Lane. You don't need fantasy. You don't spend enough time with your family as it is. So I'd be careful around fantasy if I was you.
I'm into it. I'm into it now.
James O'Connor apparently
yes.
is leaving the Crusaders as well.
Yeah,
Do we care about that?
That's no surprise. I think he came over here for a sabbatical, didn't he?
That's right.
But he's going over to join English club Leicester.
Joe Jerry's written a real tempter of a question here for us. Does that mean that the door is open for the return of Richie?
Richie Moe.
Yeah, the door's open,
look,
but whether or not he wants to come through it is another question.
Yeah, the thing is, do you need to leave the door open for Richie Moe? Because I'm pretty sure he could kick down every door of every Super Rugby team.
That's an even better point. The door doesn't have to be open for him to be.
No, I don't think he could come back whenever he wants to whoever he wants, whenever he wants. But like, man, he can do whatever he wants.
Yes.
So he will come back when he wants to, if he wants to. I think Richie. I don't think that's a signal that Richie Moe's coming back.
Do we hear anything from Richie Moe? Because
I fucking love Richie Moe after that bus.
bus
he drove last year.
That was quite wholesome actually, because you guys had a bit of a bus promotion with him, and then you came back just
Richie's
in love
Express.
with Richie Moe.
Oh man, he got on. I love it how he just trolled all the South Islanders by playing Poye on the bus, and just said, "You guys probably don't know the words, but I'm going to fucking play it anyway."
Oh, that's
and
good.
then just cranked up their fucking the old JBL speaker on the bus and just went for it.
Oh, that's good.
Smashing beers. Him and his mate old Frizzell, Shannon Frizzell, joined him as well. So we had them on the bus.
Are they boys? Are they?
Yeah, because they're on the same team over in Japan. And it was funny because I think they're the Toshiba something or others. And we're talking to Shannon Frizzell, and he's like, oh, how's Japan? He's like, yeah, it's good. He's like, you've nailed the language. He goes, oh, yeah, can get by. And how's the season going? It's like, it's sweet, mate. Just fucking hire Richie Moe and you win the title.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what.
Back to back. He's gone over there and he's won 2 titles. So his stocks are through the roof, Richie Moe.
Oh, fuck
So he goes, it's pretty easy when you got Richie Moe. He comes over, wins your title.
So do you think he's going to want to come back?
Who, Richie Moe?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's doing pretty well over there. He's making some sweet bank.
It's a pretty easy life as well.
And he's not a big dude, man. He is not a big dude.
Nah. The media over there, it's not like it is here either, is it? Like, you can just kind of play rugby and just no one's going to talk shit about you because you're Richie Moe and happy day. It's just a far more relaxing way of living.
Absolutely. Unless you are, what's his name, who went on the rampage with the samurai sword at the bottom of the shopping mall.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, that does make
You
life
want to
a
just
bit
kind of
more.
stay away from that kind of stuff.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But Richie Moe, the door is open. Not that it needs to be.
Okay. Also, cricket. Some spice cake. Here's the look on cricket, and I've read a bit about this. So T20 cricket is going to feature in the 26 LA Olympics.
Okay.
It's got 6 spots available, so it's a 6-team competition.
That's not many, G Lane.
Yeah. There is an undercurrent that the only reason this is in the Olympics is to get the second most populous nation on Earth interested in the Olympics.
Which, look, that feels like that might be exactly what's happening here.
Yes, India, who've got very little interest in the Olympics, don't do disastrously badly due to their population size in the Olympics. Not helped by the fact that a Pakistani went in and won the javelin, because throwing a javelin is very similar to throwing a cricket ball. If you can throw a cricket ball 100 metres, you can probably throw a jav 70, 80 metres.
Actually, why aren't there... Yeah, because the Indians, they struggle to find a podium.
Yeah. Yes, hard.
Especially on like the track and field events. There's not a lot going on there.
So this is a way of the IOC to go, how do we get this few billion people interested? How about we play T20 cricket?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we don't really want to get all of them though, do we? We don't want all the nations because that's going to suck up a lot of resources. You're going to get fields everywhere. How about we just get 6 of them, one of which is going to be the USA because you're the host nation, leaving 5 spots available.
One of them of which is going to be India.
Yes, guaranteed.
And now we've only got 4 left.
Australia.
Yeah.
England. I mean, saying that, we could beat all 3 of those teams in T20 cricket. So ideally, they would want Aussie, India, England, USA. It leaves 2 spots for New Zealand, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, or the bangers.
Holy shit, man.
So
we could be in trouble here.
Yeah, well, so could England.
But is it England? Because it'll have to be Great Britain, right?
Yes, it will. It'll have to be Scotland and Ireland as well.
Oh. Now
And
that's a
Northern
fun
Ireland.
dynamic. I'm into that.
Because at the moment, at the English, it's the English and Wales cricket board. So
Yeah.
England and Wales are combined.
Okay.
Because when I was at the final at Lords, everyone was chanting, England, 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 England. And we'd all sit out and go, and Wales.
Gotcha.
We got a good clap for that, actually.
Yeah, but you did.
So, yeah, we'll have to be Great Britain. You're right, Joe Jury. So
Not that it'll probably make much of a difference.
not one jot
I imagine the lineup will be very similar.
to the English team. And going on that, I guess it's going to have to be world rankings. I haven't got the details on whether the teams will be selected from the 26th T20 World Cup, which is happening in India and Sri Lanka.
I'm just nervous. I don't think there's anyone in the boardroom from the Olympic Committee kicking down doors going, hey, we've got to get NZ in there.
No, but I think they'll be kicking down doors if India comes 6th in the World Cup.
True that.
Because then you've got USA and then the top 5, so then India won't make it and their plan will fail.
It'll be fantastic to see just how many hoops will jump through to get India to this thing.
But, yeah, totally. It's a bit like when we played them in the first ever World Test Championship and beat them. They were like, this is not in the script.
This isn't good. This is not
so
good.
that's in the Olympics. So hopefully we can get in there. The last time I think New Zealand played in the Commonwealth Games back in the kind of late 90s.
Oh, it's before my time.
Yeah, they won the bronze.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. And I remember giving Vittori shit going, you are not an athlete. Like athletes who train all their lives to go to the Com Games, swimming, shot put,
Was
those
Vitters
amateur
there?
sport. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, shit.
They spent a lot, he said we spent a lot of time smoking ciggies and drinking piss with the New Zealand lawn bowls team. So he said at the athlete village, there was two types of athlete. There was an athlete that sat around playing cards, drinking piss and smoking durries. That was the cricket teams and the lawn bowls teams.
That brings me so much joy.
And then there were other athletes who were just on strict diets, dietary requirements, the sprinters, the long distance runners.
Committing kind of sexual crimes over.
Yeah, just and then just all these dudes just pounding beers and smashing ciggies.
How awesome would the Olympic Village be if you found a couple of mates that were just keen to play some cards and smash some ciggies?
I think that's once people finish their event.
Yeah.
But then they become a bit of a distraction because you remember that guy got thrown out of Paris for just running amok?
Yeah, well, because he had his event. I can't remember what event it was, but like on the second day or something like that. And he was like, I'm staying in the Olympic Village for as long as I can.
And tearing at a new one? Yeah.
I mean, 2 weeks in there was some of the hottest. But anyway, not the point.
Yeah, okay.
Good on you, Vitters.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back. We've got Shawnee J to talk to about his new show.
I can't believe it.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Surely it's not 3 days in a row of people just ragging on me, is it?
Yeah, it might be. But we're about to find out, aren't we?
Okay. Yours, please.
Hey fellas, we hot take here.
Okay.
With the Test World Championship kicking off and the photos that were put out of Bum Veladi versus Cumdog, is there really more of a David versus Goliath? I mean, one, he's tiny and short and Cumdog's massive. But two, South Africa cricket versus Australia cricket. That's, David versus Goliath. We're supporting David, yeah?
Good
question.
Interesting. Well, that is similar to, we've got the score sheet up on the wall here of New Zealand-India 2021 World Test Championship. That was David and Goliath.
There was.
Everyone had written us off on that, and we beat them in 6 days with the reserve day. So, pretty similar, actually.
There's still champagne on the walls from that
Yeah,
victory,
there
by
is.
the way.
Look up the top there.
That's what those yellow stains are up there.
That's so good.
Was that Hoodie Joe's Baps getting out or not? Was that a different fixture?
No, that was the same one.
Holy shit.
Same one. He wouldn't take it off. We actually tore the buttons off that shirt. But you should be quite proud of that, Rick, I thought.
Do you know after we won that game, that was the first night I went home with my partner-in-laws?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, true story.
Do you see the champagne up the glass there still?
Holy shit, it went off in here.
Yeah.
Good question, though, from that contributor. Are we supporting South Africa or Aussie? South Africa.
I'm going to go South Africa. I'm hard to because I've got beef with South Africa, both their cricket team as well, after the Mark Boucher incident. So I've never been able to love them. But then again, I've quite fallen in love with the Aussie team, which I hate to say because they all seem like quite good buggers. I mean, now that Warner's gone.
And you got your mate Vitters over there.
Yeah, the Vitters is there. He's over there coaching them. He says they're a bunch of actually really good guys.
Yeah.
You got Travis Head, who just looks like a legend.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but they win everything, the Aussies. So I wouldn't mind the Saffers to win it. But he's right, that massive Gullivering of
that picture
Bavumba
was a metaphor for what we're about to watch over the next 5 days.
Bavumba, is Bavumba about 5'8" or something?
Yeah, he was in a different weight class, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was playing a different sport in that photo.
Precious McKenzie up against Ali Williams or
You've
something.
just got that glimmering white set of chompers and beautiful locks of Pat Cummins. Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah.
But, what's his name? Bumbaleti.
No, Bavumba.
Oh.
Bavumba?
I'll
He's
go with
the wicket keeper? I think so. First drop.
Oh,
He used to
okay.
be wicket keeper in the short form.
Yeah.
Massive ass.
So
He's all ass.
is he all ass? Well, if he's a keeper,
Yeah,
then he's
yeah, he's
I'm
all
not
ass.
surprised.
He's all
Okay,
ass.
we're going for South Africa, but only just.
Yep.
And then you're right. That photo was slightly humiliating.
Okay, next one. Yours, please. Oh, we got a two-parter.
Yeah, how's that Chiefs munner now, Lane? How's that
fuck.
Chiefs munner? Go fuck yourself. Fuck the Chiefs. That's what happens for bagging on Hurricane supporters. Hurricanes through to the fucking final, baby. Hey, fellas. Hurricane Wounda here again from like 2 talkbacks ago. I've had a few beers, had a reflection. I figured since the Hurricanes lost, I've really just got to double down and say, fuck Chiefs munner, fuck you G Lane, love yous, fuck yous, fuck my life to be honest.
Unreal, bro. No, that's unreal.
That's good because he's obviously recorded the first one post-loss and before the Brumbies Hurricanes game.
That's how you deal with your demons, by the way.
Hurricanes with
You
the
just-
final. Fuck you, Chiefs munner. And then comes back with, oh.
He confronted them, and I admire him for that.
Yeah, true, actually. He could have just stuck with it. But I thought it was apology was going to come, but he doubled down. And I respect that too.
We received some interesting feedback actually off the back of yesterday's podcast. We were talking about if the Chiefs versus Blues final, God forbid, happens, who the rest of the nation's going to go for if you don't support either one of those teams. And I said that I might be backing the Chiefs in that scenario. A lot of stick for that.
Did you?
But is it because we've got a lot of Auckland listeners? I can't tell. I don't know. Who's the least hated team? If you're not, get in touch with us because I would like to know if your team is not playing in the final when it's the Blues Chiefs final, who are you going for? Who's the least?
Wow.
Who's going to hurt the least to see lift that trophy? I'm still sticking with the Chiefs. Anyway, that was a great yours, please. And is that all we've got for today? Or?
Well, is one more bit of abuse for me? Sure.
Hey there, fellas. Just listening to the fucking Aussie Bucks.
Yeah.
Fish,
Yeah.
you know your regions, mate? Last time I looked, Winton is not in Otago.
Yeah,
It's in Southland.
that's true.
Just as inbred there as they are in Gore. Anyway, fuck you, G-Lane.
Thanks, mate.
Oh.
I did notice in the omnibus. I remember trying to pull you up on that because Winton is a stone's throw away from Invercargill,
Yeah.
so it's deep south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made a mistake. Yeah.
I let that one just flow, thinking no one will pick that up. But got some smart listeners out there.
Yeah.
Geographically smart listeners.
Yep, no, that's totally fair. I appreciate if anyone wants to hit me up with my geo. What I can assure you is it won't be the last geographical slip up that I make.
Right.
So if you can just keep
You
me
geotard.
yeah, a little bit, but no, I can picture where Dipton and Winton is, but yeah, I lumped Otago and with Southland, and I apologise, and I realise now that just because I'm not from there doesn't mean that would mean a lot to people from down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to, so I apologise and thank you for holding me accountable to that one.
Okay, you'll probably need to apologise to Shawnee J actually for making his questions quite sexual too near the end there.
Yeah, well, we only had 5 minutes, G Lane, and I thought I had to.
If that.
Yeah, fuck, he was in a rush, wasn't he?
He was in a rush, but yeah, you took it downstairs. I doubled down though with the tutoring stuff.
Well,
so
I just
half
thought it
my
was a
fault.
bit earnest at first, and I was like,
Yeah, it's true.
I can't,
This is true.
well, we need a little bit of colour here.
Do you think that one will come back to bite us?
Yep.
Okay.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.